It's Tadulala on the other wing. Ben Jeffries and no Jamie Rooney, so Sam Obst continues. The forwards, Griffin, David March, Korkidas, Solomona, McGilvray and Jamie Field. And the bench occupied for them by Spicer, Wrench, Snitch and Elimar. And the coach is Tony Smith. So out come the Wildcats. They have run in 14 tries and 88 points in the past fortnight against Bradford and Widnes. Only St Helens have beaten them under Tony Smith. Their most recent visit to Wigan was for a playoff game last October. They lost 14 points to 18, but they led 14-0 early on. It was their 7th straight defeat at this ground. Last win at Wigan, February 1994, 20 points to 13 at Central Park, and a certain Henry Paul got a try and 4 goals. Henry Paul, of course, in his days before he moved into Wigan. Wigan come out knowing that Ian Millward is the 9th coach in the Super League era, but Tony Smith is Wakefield's 7th in their 7th season of Super League. They were promoted in 1998. 12 defeats in Super League this year. It's easily Wigan's worst return ever. 5 home defeats is also a new low mark for the summer era. And super loyal Chris Radlinski is the message that comes off the terraces for the man who turned his back on a lucrative move to the other code over the past month when he's been out suffering with a hamstring injury. The game of rugby league needs men like Chris Radlinski. This club needs men like Radlinski as well, and they will be delighted to see him back. And Radlinski and the Wigan supporters will not be giving up on the fact that they could even make it to the playoffs this year. Carl Kirkpatrick is tonight's match referee. Perfect pitch, hardly a breath of wind. Great game, Steve-O. Should be.
Certainly should be, because both teams realise that they need these points. Wigan, of course, just out of the 6th. Wakefield fully aware that they need to have a string of wins together for them to have any chance. They're lying 10th at the moment, but this will certainly help them.
Yes, Wakefield are 10th, and they have to play Widnes again before the end of the season. So they lose here and they get a bit shaky between now and then, and you never, ever know. We shall see. This is Tadulala, though. Good tackling by Wigan early on. Wild was in there, so too Dennis Moran. This now is Jason Dimitriou. Siu eventually gets him down. Play the ball to March. And the drive forward. Good run by Darryl Griffin, halted by 3 Wigan tacklers. Godwin was one of them, Tickle was another. Here goes Michael Korkidas. He gets them to halfway, great offload to David March. And March, oh, if he could have slipped that pass, Sam Obst was sniffing something on his inside. It's a reasonable start, this, by Wakefield with ball in hand. Wainwright picks up the pieces, though. That wasn't the best pass. Sam Obst, the dummy half. There is the new 3-year man, Ben Jeffries. It's a wonderful kick. And it's, well, Tadulala is offside.
Good job as well. Not happy with the decision. High kick from Ben Jeffries. Pretty hard to see. Oh, I'm not so sure. Well, it just showed you also that Chris Radlinski a little bit ropey. Very rusty indeed. You don't see that.
Steve, it's one of the reasons why so many people rate Ben Jeffries. When he kicks the ball, he makes it a dangerous one. It's hard for the winger or the fullback, puts it into an awkward spot. And I think Wakefield they'd be happy, because last week, the way they started the game against Widnes was a poor one. They conceded 3 penalties inside the first 2 minutes, put themselves under pressure, came up with a few handling errors. Better start, more positive for them tonight.
This is Bryn Hargreaves now for the Wigan Warriors. 3rd tackle, first use of the football for them. A drive forward. Good tackling by Korkidas and Griffin. And Godwin gets to his feet, plays the ball. This is Danny Orr. And Orr gets the ball back to Radlinski. And it was an important tackle needed by McGilvray.
Interesting to see that Ian Millward opted to put Newton on the bench and start with Godwin. And that indicates to me that Millward wants a very fast, open game from the Wigan Warriors tonight.
Well playing that chip through by Colin Halpenny for the Wildcats. They now are in possession. and here goes Sid Domick for them.
Pretty solid start though by Wakefield.
What a night for Tony Smith. 18 months ago he was out there in the cherry and white of Wigan, and now here he is again at Wigan once more, but in the opposition camp as the first team coach.
Oh, that was
Lost
a dangerous offload there. Michael Korkidis under a lot of traffic there, and the big prop forward really should have kept hold of the ball.
See you for Wigan.
Just about to make the point that Wakefield, on the 2 occasions they've had the football, have made very good ground indeed. It was never on. Solomona had no chance of getting that.
Here's Bryn Hargreaves again. I'm just reminded, of course, before all the Hull supporters get on the internet with their emails, that of course Tony Smith left Wigan, went to Hull, and 18 months ago he hung up his boots there, not here at Wigan. This is Tickle, the dummy half, and he finds Danny Orr. Now Harrison Hansen for Wigan.
Watch for the crisscross here from Wigan. Will they do it?
Godwin finds Orr, and there's the angle kick. Oh, it just went over the top of the head of Dennis Moran.
Good job that Moran got to the boots there of Tajalala. What a beautiful move. I was expecting the crisscross with the hands. It came from the boots.
Good defence here from Dave Allen and also Harrison Hansen, forcing Solomona back.
Eddie, it was dangerous both ways, that kick, because when it went into the hands of Semi Tajalala, they win a penalty here now, Wakefield. Do you know, just the other week when they beat the Bradford side, they scored 4 length of the field tries, all from Bradford kicks. They have got speed, so when a kick goes in, watch out for their back 3, bringing it outfield.
Let's go down to the press benches. Dave Hadfield, who of course is the spokesman for the members of the press on the man of the match vote. What are you thinking tonight, Dave?
We'll all be looking at Chris Redlinski inevitably in his first game since committing his future to Wigan and Rugby League. It'd be well in character for him to mark that with a big performance. Looking into the long-term future, we're going to be just as pleased to have tied up Kevin Brown. He too back in the side tonight. Wakefield have been producing some really compelling form under the coaching of Tony Smith. No Jamie Rooney tonight, but even when he was fit, they were starting with Ben Jeffries and Sam Hobbs. Plenty of pace there, and also on the wing from Semi Tajalala, who's in great form at the moment.
Some good candidates there for the watch, we'll see. And here is one of them, Jeffries and Domick, and he changes the direction of the attack, finds McGilvray. March waits on the last tackle. Now it's with Jeffries again. There's the kick high and wide, looking for Tajalala. It's not claimed. It's bounced and it's just gone touch and go. Demetria was after it.
Well, another dodgy attempt there to defuse the high kick. Not the best from Aspinwall there, and Wigan are very, very fortunate indeed. 2 high kicks, and they've allowed them to bounce on both occasions, and very fortunate to get away with it.
Maybe there's a lesson there for Wakefield, that's the way through with the high kick up and over the top to test the Wigan defence. Tony Smith, there he is, watching from the main stand here. Frank Endicott is alongside us, Widnes coach. Frank, it's a bright start to the match.
Yeah, it is. Both forward packs are testing each other out, Eddie, but it's significant to me that a lot of ball was going through the Wakefield right-hand side through Jeffries. And he's deliberately targeted Aspinall on the right wing as a weak link, and he's having a little bit of success there.
He is, but Hargreaves limping his way back into the defensive line, got a bang in that last tackle. This now is Michael Wainwright for Wakefield.
Again, just normal tactics. This is where they picked up the injury by this Wakefield side. Quite happy to just barge their way through, and that's lost.
Ball is lost. It's a knock on. A knock on there against Jamie Field.
Well, that's a second occasion that Wakefield Trinity have done the impossible of trying to offload. Look at the traffic there. Danny Orr certainly putting pressure on him. Was it reefed out? I don't think so. I think he just lost control.
The success though last season was based on that offloading game, wasn't it? Quick little players picking up off that, and they've probably tried to go back to what worked for them last year. As you say, twice inside their own half now, Steve-O. It's a bit of an invitation for Wigan to attack.
Well, Wigan beat Warrington here 36-17, but it was almost 3 months since their last home win when they picked up that victory. 5 home defeats, including 3 in a row in May and June. Not really Wigan-esque, but the people who run the club and the coach have said they are in transition and watch out next year. Here is a penalty for Wigan. Jason Demetriou just grabbing the shirt collar of Dave Allen.
Well, he certainly had a second bite of it. Silly play then, and I know it's very difficult in the heat of the moment, but when you've done all the hard work, you know you've stopped the man with the ball's progress. Silly penalty to give away.
Dave Allen drives the ball in. Wayne Godwin is the dummy half, and this now is Martin Aspinwall. Griffin, oh, great offload, back to Godwin. I was going to say the big three got hold of things there, but they didn't. And here now is Hansen. He finds Tickle to Radlinski.
What a tackle.
Great tackle by Sid Domick.
Superb ball and all, put his weight in.
Tickle going for the line. Harrison Hansen, the dummy half, gives them a bit of width to Danny Orr. He finds Dennis Moran. Moran will fire it wide. Great tackle by Tadulala.
It had to be as well.
By Korkidas.
It had to be as well. There was a 3-to-1 man overlap. Tadulala came off the whitewash, took a huge gamble. Not the best kick.
Poor kick from Moran. This is Domick. Godwin got to him.
That was a big risk there taken by Tadulala. It came off in the end. He knew he was in no man's land.
Griffin plays the ball to March. Here is Field again.
Good
Met
defence.
by Danny Tickle. Jerry Siu with the tackle there. Now, McGilvray. Duncan McGilvray, signed a year ago from Carcassonne in France. Sam Obst. Michael Korkidas.
Just a little bit flat there, taking the ball back on the inside, the big prop forward, Korkidas. But give a little credit to this Wigan defence. They're pretty much on form at the moment.
Poor kick from Jeffries to Dallas, straight down his throat.
Oh, big hit.
It was from Solomona. Obbs got to him first, Solomona following up. Now Radlinski.
He felt that, did Brett Dallas. Didn't look too comfortable walking his way back.
Aspinwall on the break. Important tackle by the captain, Demetriou. Moran, they go down the short side. Allen, good hands. Wild inside to Moran. A good job that Demetriou was there again. Quick play the ball to Aspinwall. Here is Wayne Godwin. Now it's with Chris Radlinski. Radlinski trying to go through on his own. Field with the tackle low. Korkidas round the top. Godwin and Danny Orr. And a dab through. Well picked up again though by Halpenny.
Great position by the fullback. It's come to the rescue on 2 occasions. Just a little bit strayer Wigan with the kicking game. Maybe a high bomb would be better suited.
Steve, well, they're probably looking for maybe Terry Newton. I know they've decided to start the game without him, but he is far more dangerous and probably the most threatening player for Wigan when he's on there at that dummy half, and without him, the more reliance on the kick option.
Wakefield in possession here with David Solomona. Oh, that's a great ball. And there's no way through though for Demetriou. Stephen Wild saw to that.
That's the quality of the big second row of Solomona.
Here he goes again, Solomona to March. Oh, caught in possession, David March. Maybe didn't hear the call from Carl Kirkpatrick.
Well, they'll be happy with that with Liam Millwood, but really they were looking to try to catch him on that forced last tackle. He tried the power play. You could see that March was looking for something to come at it. Wigan's defence did well. They make sure they put men in front.
First change made by Wakefield, you probably saw it, that Olivier Elima, the French international, has replaced Michael Korkidas. That's Jamie Field doing the tackling though on Wayne Godwin. Here now is Danny Orr. Ball on the inside to Harrison Hansen.
That's the 3rd time Wigan has pulled it out on the first receiver and then switched it back in the opposite direction.
Oh, great ball from Orr. Hansen gets the ball away from Moran. Moran with the first try for the Wigan Warriors.
Beautiful play. Champagne rugby league football. That is the oval game at its best.
That's his 5th try in matches under Ian Millwood for Dennis Moran.
Well, we spoke about the switch and it worked perfectly, wasn't it, by the hooker and the standoff. And in the end, Moran, as he has done so often in this country. But what about that move and what about the flick? Hansen provides. It's TRY and Wigan. They break the ice.
Yes, Dennis Moran. Those two Moran and Danny Orr in your screen now, starting to come good as a half-back partnership here at Wigan, at long last.
Yeah, I think a reward for their patience, weren't they? They just continually put pressure on the Wakefield side, particularly around that ruck area. The big guys for Wakefield just had guys running from dummy half, turning the ball back inside, and eventually the gap came, and I suppose 2 handling errors inside their own half and a turnover on the halfway line inside the first 10 minutes. Well, that's just an open invitation to the Cherry and Whites.
So Danny Tickle now with the kick from bang in front. Left-footed, he doesn't make any mistake. And the Wigan Warriors have a 6-point lead.
Beautiful switch. Look how the defence is going to the right if you see it. And the standoff did everything right, including an absolute peach of a pass. And it was the same from Harrison Hansen as well. That is good quality play. That's the 4th time that Wigan have produced it. The switch of play, and it has caught the Wakefield defence out.
Well, look at Bryn Hargreaves' right ankle there. It's bandaged on the outside of his boot. He obviously turned it in the tackle earlier on in this match. And so important is Bryn Hargreaves seen by Ian Millward that they've patched him up out there. And here he comes now on the driving run, but he's limping heavily.
Well, he's obviously requested, just give me another 10 minutes, see if I can run it out. There's an advantage when the coach says to him, look, we'll give you 10 minutes. Especially when he's all fired up. He's already had the opening 13 minutes.
But he's very highly rated, Bryn Hargreaves, by Ian Millward, even though he's only 19 years of age. Certainly one for the future, one for the present as far as Millward is concerned. This now, Jerry CUCU, been doing it tough this year. He's battled through the pain barrier, has Jerry. Plays the ball, it's now with Danny Orr, and here's Hargreaves again, gets the ball away to Godwin. Godwin disentangles himself from Olivier Elima, but then the reinforcements are there. Moran, back it goes to Danny Orr, and Orr punches the kick over the top, but that's a poor kick. Even though it bounced on the ground, it was easy meat that for Colm Halpenny.
Well, Liam Millward has got to get the message out straight away. Come on, fellas, at least give it a bit of air so that our guys can at least follow it through. But I noticed there that on the last tackle, Wakefield's pressurising run was extremely poor. They're allowing Wigan all the time in the world to get that last kick away.
Elima again, that was a good tackle low down by Harrison Hansen. This is McGilvray, gets the ball away to Field. And Kevin Brown with the tackle, helped out by Danny Orr to the last one. Sam Obst under pressure, kicks the ball down the line. That will spin its way to touch. Radlinski not interested in getting involved in that. Quarter of an hour gone, Wigan 6-0 up. Frank Endicott, full value.
Oh, great value. You know, there were the early nerves from both teams, but they both settled down there and playing their natural pattern. It's very noticeable to me that Wakefield are playing the game right up the middle of the park in a very condensed attack, and Wigan are using the full width of the park, and those switch runs are really taking a toll on the Wakefield defence.
This is Brett Dallas now, a man needing 3 tries for 100 with Wigan, and Terry Newton is ready to come on. The ball, meanwhile, is fed out wide to Martin Aspinwall.
Good move by Ian Millward to bring on the experienced Newton.
And Godwin is the man he replaces.
Well, Godwin's done his bit. He's the man that's been buzzing from dummy half. He's the man that created the switch that led to the try to Moran. And now we'll see perhaps a different game from Wigan. A lot more running from dummy half from this fella.
And right away, there is a little scampering run from Newton. Got it away to Hansen, who in turn found Tickle. Newton in there again, this time straight off the deck to Danny Orr, and down the middle this time. That's a much better kick, because it means that Halpenny has to go underneath his own sticks and pick it up. And then the wall has arrived, and Tickle gets a good tackle in.
A big heavy one as well, right across the chest. He would have felt that. They're getting a bit brutal at Wigan. And they're really knocking back this Wakefield side. It wasn't that way in the first 5 or 6 minutes.
Wakefield in a lot of trouble, Steve. They look absolutely shattered. They're reliant on single-man charges here now, aren't they, to get upfield. And the fact that Wigan have kept the ball in play, penalty here now. That's a massive relief for the Wildcats.
Certainly is. I agree with you, Phil, in regards to that. I made the point that when Wigan got to the last tackle, there was no pressure. They had all the time in the world. And as you say, this maybe, I know it's a bit overcast, a bit of humidity out there.
Wakefield penalty, they find touch over on that far side. Here is the French international Olivier Elimat, and he was tackled there by Dave Allen. That looked a little high as well. It drifted up a little bit. Obst, that's a good ball. Halpenny. Oh, he's done Radlinski, and Halpenny over under the sticks. Colm Halpenny, the 26-year-old, his 100th appearance in the British game last week in the win at Widnes, and that's a great try, and he left Chris Radlinski absolutely flat-footed. Last line of defence.
Unbelievable skills. Dummy first from Obst, back on the inside, and it's very rare you'll see that someone can make Chris Radlinski clutch thin air. Watch this. Oh, what a body swerve. That is superb. That is worthy of being in the top tries of anybody's book. Look at that. Chris Radlinski said, I can't believe it. He can. The Wildcats are back.
Colm Halpenny. Yes, he got a try here in that playoff defeat at Wigan, which they still talk about at Wakefield. And interesting stat about David March, 15 goals from 15 attempts in the last couple of weeks since he's been brought back to the goal-kicking responsibility by Tony Smith. This will be 16 from 16 from bang in front, and the scores are level. It's Wigan 6, Wakefield 6.
Super play by Obst. Brings the full back on the inside, and you can see the pinpoint to the big fella, Jerry Siu. He had no chance, and neither did the Great Britain star Chris Radlinski. What an effort.
Eddie, it's no coincidence the number of times that a penalty leads to a try in rugby league, and the reason that decision there, Wakefield completely on the ropes until Jerry Siu gave away the penalty on the fourth tackle. It's just a massive relief there now to gift a chance of Wakefield to get back in the match. Wakefield
underneath the kick-off with Obst. Here is Elimat, the French international. He has played for his country 4 times, Olivier Elimat. And another French international, of course, Jérôme Guisset in the opposite camp for Wigan tonight. Semi Tadulala lays the ball, and it's being driven forward here by Steve Snitch.
It's amazing, isn't it? Wigan produce the back inside, running on the angle moves, and then Wakefield do exactly the same. It was great work.
That's a great ball from Jeffries to Solomona, and an important tackle there by Danny Sculthorpe. Quick play the ball. Here is Sam Obst. Obst, he has got Halpenny. Oh, Halpenny's in for his second. Colm Halpenny, second try for Wakefield. The Wigan defence was retreating in numbers, and it was a wonderful run. It was all begun by David Solomona, carried on by the run up the middle, and Halpenny supporting. 2 tries in 3 minutes for Halpenny and Wakefield.
All came about by a quick play the ball. Solomona did all the hard work, pushed him way through, back on the inside. But look how he gets to his feet quickly. He was looking to offload, plays the ball, Obst says no one's at home, and they weren't. Kept his cool, superb, and how's this for having the confidence? Leave me alone, don't touch me. No one touched me the last try, maybe got a fingertip. Beautiful stuff. Out of the way. Oh, the skill factor within 3 minutes has been outstanding.
It's a different Wakefield that we saw earlier in the season tonight. Totally different. We saw them beaten at Lee, remember. This is a different Wakefield side, and March makes it 17 goals for him from 17, and Wakefield have the lead. Well, Frank Endicott, another bad team this.
Oh, look, this is a great game of rugby league in the no-muck side Wakefield, but it just shows you the presence of Solomona on that left-hand side. I mean, that try just come from his quick play the ball, and he's really got to be watched out there by the Wigan right-hand side defence.
Well, Phil Clark, you said before the match he's one of the outstanding players in the Super League at the moment, David Solomona, and he's proving you right.
Well, he sure is. I mean, the Wakefield side, they're a team that can score length of the field tries. And not every single team in the league can do that. In fact, it's generally the better ones. The problem is in preventing tries. There's the aspect of when Wigan get possession that I suppose Tony Smith, the Wakefield coach, will want his side to probably put a bit more effort and concentration into, because we've seen what they can do here with the ball.
Just mentioning David Solomona once again. He was in the dream team last year, remember, wasn't he?
Fully deserved as well, Eddie.
This is Sam Obst. Good ball, and it's Jamie Field. They were nearly through again. Guisset with an important tackle. And Jeffries will drill the ball down the touchline. And it's a perfect kick as well.
That's all you need. Has he gone for the 40-20? You'll have a look at this. No. Way out of it. Not surprising though, Carl Kirkpatrick, the speed of this game. Just wanted to make sure.
Tight heads. Tight heads before we go down. Tight heads before we're in.
But that is a great positional kick.
Yes, Wakefield will hunt the mistake here. And Dallas is tackled around the head. So that's a relieving penalty for Wigan. And after what's happened over the past 10 minutes or so, they'll be delighted about this. Jamie Field, the culprit.
Well, the momentum of games changes with the penalty. We saw that happen for Wakefield. Can Wigan have the same effect?
Well, here goes Danny Tickle for them. Halted robustly there by Jamie Field and Sid Domick. Kevin Brown to Sculthorpe, tries to bounce off them, and every time he goes into the tackle, Danny Sculthorpe, he's looking to offload. It's with Guisset now.
A lot better play there from the tight play the ball situation. That's the reason why Newton is just controlling things. You saw him there, a little short pass.
Radlinski looking to make amends. Oh, what a tackle by Tadulala.
He's in top form, this fella.
Now, Moran, and the cries of Semi going round the ground from the Wakefield fans.
Isn't it amazing? 2 quick tries by Wakefield, and all of a sudden they've found the zip. They were looking very, very ragged.
Wainwright with work to do here. Kevin Brown. Good chase. Kevin Brown, it was announced earlier today, will be here at Wigan in 2007 at least. Just agreed a new deal. And here now is Steve Snitch again. March to Sam Obst.
Oh, that looked high. Got away with it. Stephen Wild certainly went over the top of the shoulder.
Danger man Solomona gets the ball away to McGilvray. Important tackle that by Stephen Wild again. Here's Sam Obst.
Give him 10.
The kick downfield will be collected over on that far side by Sean Gleeson. It's the third member of the Gleeson family we will see this weekend. This fellow's 17, a cousin of Martin and Mark, who are in the Warrington lineup for tomorrow's important match at the Halliwell Jones Stadium against the champions, the Leeds Rhinos. It's a match, of course, you'll be able to see with us here on Sky Sports. Third in the table, playing top. Here it's 7th in the table, Wigan playing 10th. And it's the 10th club, the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats, who are ahead, and deservedly so.
Oh, that's a lost ball.
Knock on against Wigan. Moran shakes his head.
Yeah, there's a crunching tackle. Throws a dummy, and I think you can see there that Solomona over the top maybe just dislodged it. Maybe it's the arm, either way. Wakefield will get head and ball here. You go back to the youngsters, and you know, you mentioned Sean Gleeson there, Eddie. Ian Millwood is true to his word. He said he would give everybody here, all the youngsters, a bit of a chance, and he's certainly done that.
Well, look at this. Lee are ahead 10-4 against St Helens at the Coliseum. Now, it's not known by many people, but St Helens have lost their last 3 visits to Hilton Park, or the Coliseum as it's now known. All right, they were in the 90s, but they've not been back since. And they look as though they're up against a bit of a fight tonight. Remember, they've left a couple of stars out, have St Helens as well, bearing in mind what's coming up next weekend for them, the Challenge Cup. And it's always risky business to do that. Oh, a clash of heads. Wild has gone down as Wakefield make progress again. The kick through is collected by Dallas. He's trying to use his pace. He gets as far as Korkidas. No, it isn't Korkidas, I beg your pardon, it's Elima. Olivier Elima, and now he's penalised.
He's claiming to the official, Kirkpatrick, that he grabbed hold of his shirt, but he's not going to get away with that.
He had a look of Korkidas then with the challenge, didn't he?
But the silly thing about it is, Eddie, that is the second occasion that Wakefield have been in a good position, and then just with a silly lack of concentration. They do all the hard work, we keep saying it, and then they just have a brainstorm.
Let's get some injury news from the Wigan camp, Bill.
Bryn Hargreaves, who was replaced a short time ago, went straight to the Wigan dressing room for treatment to that ankle injury. It was heavily strapped. He's back out now. He's just running up and down the sidelines. The strapping is off. I wouldn't say he's moving smoothly at the moment, but it looks as though Hargreaves is going to be okay to come back.
Come on, come on.
And it's gone even worse for St Helens. 14 points to 4. Lee ahead, and it's not a happy night at the Coliseum for Saints so far. Danny Orr dabs the ball down, looking for Dallas. Oh,
what on earth!
Well, Colm Halpenny makes that dead in goal, so that'll be a goal line dropout, but it was so nearly something worse.
Well, he's come up with two wonderful tries, hasn't it? Well, this is comical. He tries to go for it, misses it. It's as though, within his mind, his eyes are on the corner flag and said, well, I don't really want to run into it. They bend, so don't worry about that. That was so close.
He was in touch the moment he touched it, though.
Yep. As soon as his body hit the flag and he touched the ball, you're right, Eduardo.
Jeffries, drop out to Moran.
Important set of 6 these for Wigan.
It is, it's Gise. Moran, Sculthorpe.
They're making him work, Sculthorpe, that's for sure. And he's looking for the offload and he's got it.
Great ball to Newton, and it comes wide to Tickle. Back on the inside it goes, and offloaded again to Newton. Here is Dennis Moran. Just a little jump and he turns direction. Dumps the ball down on the bounce to Radlinski. Radlinski to Danny Tickle. Tickle to Kevin Brown. He's clobbered. Bradford ahead at Salford. Wigan here behind, and it's with Moran. And Moran will slide the kick in, looking for Danny Orr. And Orr has got the try.
I'm not so sure.
Is he onside?
I don't think it's that. I don't think he may have got it down right. And I think he could have pulled a hamstring.
Well, his last try at home was against Wakefield here last June. And Danny Orr limps away. Don't forget he's got that knee problem.
He's onside. Obviously, it's a planned move, but did he get it down properly?
Took an eternity to come down off the bounce.
Yeah, he's onside. Video referee is quite happy with that. He wanted to, but I just saw the ball bounce. This will tell whether it's a try or not. And as he's stopping, I think that's where he pulls the muscle. Has he got it down? Looks like he has. Ooh, I am not so sure.
To me, that looks like he's dropped the ball, doesn't it?
Yeah, that has left the hands. I saw the ball bounce. I don't think they're going to give this.
The way it comes up so quickly.
I think he's lost it.
We've seen hundreds and hundreds of these. The ball has bounced. But if there is a fingernail on it, to quote somebody...
Well, I don't think there's a fingernail on it. I think he's lost it.
Well, look at where the Wigan players are standing on the field at the moment. They expect this to be a tap 20 restart.
Well, they do.
Well, in that case, if all the players think that,
it's going to be a try.
try.
Yeah. Let's see. Video referee has the final say, and the decision is... Well, Ian Millwood is not shaking his head this time.
Dennis Bessie's face, I've seen that before. Even he was surprised with that decision.
Well, all the players lined up for a tap on the 20. All of them. And as you rightly said, Steve-O, that means it's going to be a try.
Beautiful move. You know, they elected the kick. Didn't wait till the last. And that's where he's injured the right thigh. It could have gone the other way. But I saw the ball bounce up. Ooh. I think he's lucky to get away with that. But it has a habit of evening things up.
Steve Presley was watching everything we were, and he said that is a try.
Much to the delight of the Wigan fans, because they were rocked by those 2 quick tries by Halpenny.
Well, it's been a long time coming for Danny Orr. His first try here. Indeed, that's his first try of the season. And the score's a level as a result of it. It's 12-all. Danny Tickle with the conversion.
A little bit of respite for the Wigan side. He deserved a try. Went for the option. This is the would-be, could-be, and is it a TRY? I think he's dropped it. I think he's lost total control of that. I think Tony Smith, he raises the eyebrows and said, well, some you win, some you lose.
First try anywhere for Danny Orr for 13 months. He will not be complaining. And here is the try scorer underneath the kickoff, and he has got a problem, Danny Orr.
Oh, he's certainly pulled something. And that's the reason why I think
he's got that bad knee. It's heavily bandaged, Steve. I remember when he was here against Warrington, they allowed him to run the injury off, let him carry on. Radlinski.
It's a beautiful kick from Dennis Moran. It's deserved a 4-pointer. This is an intriguing game.
It is 12-all. And Sculthorpe once again to halfway for Wigan.
Well, he's one man that I'm sure that's looking towards the half-time hooter. Dennis Sculthorpe has got through a ton of work. And again, it's not the best kick from Wigan.
Danny Orr with the kick, and he really does have a problem with the right leg. So Wakefield in possession with Sid Domick. And Gleeson trying to get him down, eventually does with help from Moran.
I think Sean Gleeson will just to realise how much work he's going to have to do in the gym during the off-season. One of the strongest centres he'll play against, but Sid Domick carried him about 10 metres.
David March, the dummy half. Sam Obst shaped to kick, and then put the pass into Darryl Griffin. Highly impressive prop forward, this fellow.
Interesting to see the technique that Wigan have adapted over the last couple of weeks. Is a way that someone will go low and the other one will definitely try to go for the ball. Every single time is a player trying to go for the football.
A kick from Obst, and Radlinski is after this. He's got work to do, and he's not going to do it.
Great work.
It's a heck of a chase from Wakefield.
What a heck of a kick under that sort of pressure, wasn't it, on the run?
Certainly was, and well, what was missing in the opening 20 minutes, which was a good chasing game, he's playing out of his skin at the moment. Little halfback Sam Obst.
Talking to Tony Smith in the build-up to this match, he said how thrilled he was to be involved in this game, pitting his wits against Ian Millwood in the match, and he said his players were immensely confident, and Frank Endicott, that confidence is not misplaced on the evidence of what we've seen in the last 34 minutes.
No, that's for sure. They've come back into the game, Wigan, but I just had a look in that kick through then. Redlinski was left to clean up the ball, but he had no help from Orr whatsoever. He's struggling on one leg at the moment. He's really struggling.
And the referee will bring them back for the knock-on. No advantage because Wigan hadn't got past the point where the knock-on occurred, as you see here. So the referee just allows it to all develop and finish off.
Good refereeing as well. He's handled the game quite well, as Carl Kirkpatrick.
Tight heads. Heads on. Harry.
Puts the scrum down.
Have a rest, fellas. Have a rest. No ball. Stay there.
And came close to a victory here twice last year, did Wakefield. 28-22 in June, 18-14 in that playoff last October.
Well, the crowd had on the back of the referee there. Little Sam Obst was trying to feed the scrum, and all of a sudden the Wigan fans behind them, oh, it's not their put-in.
Danny Orr gets the ball away, and it was risky business, but it came off. This is Aspinwall.
Well, he knew there was nowhere to go, and he made sure. Oh, it looks as though he's in problem as well.
I think he got a bang in the nose.
Yeah. Well, he made sure that he kept in the field of play, which is important. Oh, that silly play again. Well, Tony Smith will be so angry. What's the point in that?
Come on, come on, come on! Tidy up, tidy up!
Wigan penalty. Restart by Newton, and the runner is Stephen Wild.
We've seen over the years that this is where Wigan become extremely dangerous. Quite happy in the closing minutes of the first half that they will give it plenty of air.
Sculthorpe plays the ball to Moran. Once again, it's Hargreaves.
Will they bring it back on the angle? That's how they scored the first try, through Moran.
Newton, here is Moran. Now it's with Danny Orr. Short ball to Danny Tickle. He's clattered to the ground. Newton thought about the short side, found Orr instead. There is Radlinski, here is Hargreaves. Hargreaves on a weaving run. Couldn't get the ball away though. That's the last one. 10 metres away Wigan with Newton. A kick up in the air, bouncing all over the place. And it is a 20-metre tap. Wigan supporters think that the Wakefield man played at the ball. Referee sees it the other way.
He'd no chance to get out of the way of that. It's good refereeing. And as normal service resumes with Mr. Millward.
He'll be with us, by the way, tomorrow night at Warrington. Warrington against Leeds as they get a penalty. Wakefield, it's a 6 o'clock start. Sky Sports 3 again.
Well, he's furious with himself, Danny Tickle, and he knows that he's transgressed. It could be costly. You know, they work hard all week, the players and the coaches, and they try to do everything, do all the moves, and it just goes straight out of the window when they get a brainstorm.
Sam Obst for Wakefield, been highly impressive in this first half. As is Griffin, it takes something to bring him down. Sculthorpe and Hargreaves it was.
Watch for Solomona.
Again. Jeffries, there's Solomona. Little dummy, and Solomona tries to get the ball back inside.
That's play on.
The referee.
Wigan player played at it.
The referee will ask the video ref to have a look at this. Sam Obst thinks he scored.
Just that, please.
And he wants to check if there was a knock-on or not.
Well, he used Solomona as a runaround. I think he gets it away before he touches the whitewash. That's it. And I think there's a deliberate play. Deliberate play says play on. Definite. It came off the boots. Obst is behind the man. And this, ladies and gentlemen, and little children all over the world, this is going to be a try. I just can't see anything other than this try. Deliberate attempt, came off the boots, put it up on the scoreboard. What a try.
Sam Obst thinks he scored. The former Whitehaven man.
So do I.
It's down to Steve Presley again. Video referee says the try is given to Wakefield. And Obst restores the Wakefield advantage. Just at the time of a match when you expect Wigan to be up the other end of the field and scoring tries, it's Wakefield who've come good.
What about the delayed pass and the strength here? He knew there was nowhere to go. Definitely was touched. Came off the boot. I think it's Alpany that gets in the way and it comes off him. It is. No, it's Demetriou.
Eddie, once again, it was on the back of Wigan conceding a penalty inside Wakefield's half. Shows the strike power maybe that Wakefield have when they get up at that end of the field. They've got a few more players with the capability of coming up with a try.
17 out of 17 for David March over the past 2 weeks. This is a little testing one. And he has missed. So it's 16-12.
That could prove a very, very bad miss indeed. They really needed those 2 extra points. They've already noticed the power and skill that's been displayed by Wigan. But fair credit to this man. He's playing out of his skin.
He's having a wonderful game, isn't he? National League One's Player of the Year with Whitehaven last year. He got 2 tries against Widnes last week.
A lot of people, Eddie, just said, oh, he's far too small. If you're good enough, doesn't matter what size you are.
Well, they say Rob Burrow's a bit small, don't they? But he's a great player.
Size does not matter.
Griffin to drive it forward. Well, he's big enough.
Yeah. Well, surely Wakefield will be quite happy to go in at the break with a 4-point lead. They'll be doing nothing fancy here, I presume, in the final seconds.
Here's Obst. Oh, I'm not so sure. That was an important tackle from Newton in the last 5 seconds of the match. And Solomona inviting Tadulala to have a run. Oh,
he's bombed it.
Dimitriou just put the ball down when that would have been a try for all money. Oh, and Tony Smith's response just looked to the heavens. Oh, it was inventive stuff though down the wing. Solomona at the heart of it again. Tadulala with the pass inside. Dimitriou just couldn't get to it. He's a very philosophical young man, isn't he, Tony Smith? That was his reaction when the try went against him with the video referee. That's his reaction when one of his players puts it down. He's been out there recently enough himself. He knows the pressure that these boys are under. And Wigan are under some... But a 4-point advantage is all that they have at the moment. Will it be enough? Will they have to build on it to win this match? David March gets us underway again, start of the second half. Let's go down to the sideline. Bill is joined by Jamie Rooney.
Jamie, it's a great position for Wakefield to be in.
Yeah, it is. I think Wigan started the strongest in the first 20 minutes, but I think the defence was really strong. We held it out and then went away and got a few tries.
Cracking tries as well.
Yeah, we've always said that we can score tries. It's just the defence that we need to tighten up, and I think we've done that tonight.
Could have done with that one towards the end, the chance there for Jason, I think.
Yeah, I think every time Saul's got ball in his hand, he's making chances, so it was a bit unlucky, but I'm sure we'll come out second half fighting.
Wigan are going to come out firing, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. I mean, both sides desperately need a win, and I think it's going to boil down to who's got best defensive.
Thanks, Jamie.
Yes, thank you.
Man United have Wayne, Wakefield have Jamie. No relation, though.
Well, Rooney made that point. If they can keep their defence solid, remember they only missed 4 tackles in that first 40 minutes to the Wildcats, and that is a very good kick indeed.
From Danny Orr, and a good chase led by Dallas and Brown on Colm Halpenny.
He must be the most casual rugby league player in Super League, Colm Halpenny.
2 tries tonight already. Here's David Wrench for Wakefield, met by Harrison Hansen's challenge, helped out by Bryn Hargreaves. March again. And the runner is Steve Snitch. He has featured in the last 9, Steve Snitch, the last 4 of them off the bench. Now Obst had a great first half, as did this fellow Solomona. Great ball to Dimitriou.
Back to 6.
Yes. Oh, the referee holds a hand up and says last tackle. He's obviously said that the Wigan player did not play at the ball. Jeffries with the kick downfield, straight into the arms of Radlinski.
Well, it looked to me as though he definitely lunged at it. Oh, without a doubt.
Came off Gleeson's hand.
Certainly put his arm out on it. But that gets back to that particular rule, doesn't it? If you
it's all a matter of interpretation.
Yeah, if you're involved in the tackle, that's what the referees say, OK.
Godwin.
Good play by Godwin there. Remember in the opening 15 minutes, he was... Oh, don't tell me. He has got a problem with the knee. Well, they are going down like 9 pins.
Yes, he stays there on the mark of the play the ball. Does Wayne Godwin. Hargreaves gets to his feet. He's carrying a knock as well, remember. This is Newton. Comes wide to Harrison Hansen. Ball in field and pinched by Solomona. And back it goes to Tadulala, who is into touch with Stephen Wild on his back.
Well, Millwood will be happy with that, but the one guy that won't be is Tony Smith, the Wakefield coach. Solomona pinched the ball, and the one thing that you want to do is make sure you hold on to the football. You don't come out with fancy play like this. We know you can say, oh, well, we may have scored a try. You were under the cosh. He should have just gone to the ground. Tadulala was always going towards it, and there, as you can see on the left-hand side, Wayne Godwin, and assisted from the field of play, and that is a cartilage or maybe knee ligaments, but he's in a lot of trouble.
Well, the injury list doesn't get any better for Wigan. He's been ever present though up to this point. Wayne Godwin hasn't missed a match this year. Orr gives it some width, finds Kevin Brown, and Jeffries watching him like a hawk. Dallas at dummy half for Wigan. He'll go down the line on his own. That's a great run and an important tackle. Newton, Moran with a kick to the corner, and Hansen's after it. And he's lucky to get away with that semi. That was an air shot.
Well, it wasn't a fully, it was a semi, wasn't it? Kick right into the corner. This should have finished somewhere down at Bolton. It just sneaked its way through. Again, the experience of Dennis Moran, boot to ball, and then, that could have gone anywhere.
Fortunately for Semi Tajilara, it went touch and goal, but Dallas's run, Phil, lifted Wigan then.
Yeah, it is, but again, they're looking to that kick option to try and score a try. Is that credit to Wakefield's defence, or maybe the fact that Wigan don't have many players who can break the line or create a bit of an opening?
Sid Domick down.
Yes, there's a problem now for Domick as CUCU drives the ball forward.
Great run from the big fella. Oh, he's in a lot of trouble too.
He is. This is all. Here is Moran, hangs on to it, brings Radlinski back. The tackle by Solomona. It's Harrison Hansen.
Will Newton gone as one of his solos.
Saints fighting back at Lee. It's Moran.
Can't get it down.
Great defence. It was Halpenny who got that tackle in.
Oh, it's knocked on.
And he's saying he didn't touch it. But the referee has ruled the knock-on. It's the turnover.
Well, they tried to flick it away there to Teddy Newton as quick as possible and then just fumbled with it. Boof, there it is.
He did touch it, all
yeah,
right.
Of course he did.
We play the ball from Wakefield. Here comes David Wrench.
Well, Sid Domick is going to take it his position in the out wide on the right-hand side there. He's had treatment in back play. Not so sure they want to be involved in it, and you can see he's in a lot of trouble as March takes the ball on that blind side.
Oh, and Danny Orr has felt another twinge off that knee again. Here's Solomona. Lost the ball. Newton has it for Wigan. Gives it to Danny Tickle. March gets the tackle in. Dallas again, that run lifted Wigan minutes ago.
Wonderful work there from Brett Dallas. It had to be. And earlier than that, remember when Dallas made that clean break, Colm Halpenny came up with a superb tackle. Try saver, that's for sure. Again.
Steve Snitch all over the back of Jerry CUCU.
Look at this. They're stopped. What we're going to do? We'll give away a penalty instead.
On the line, fellas.
So Wigan will come again. 30 metres out with Sean Gleeson. 12-6 now at the Willows to Bradford. Stephen Wild. Snitch all over the top of him again. Newton. Moran. Wide they go to Danny Orr. Further wide and behind everybody.
Well, that was a set move for Radlinski to come chiming through into the three-quarter line.
Well, he's going to be a bit rusty, isn't he, Radlinski? Dallas couldn't get to it either.
Speed the rocks up, fellas.
Wasn't the best pass.
Darryl, Steve, you're the two main
Mr. Orr,
Speed it
you
up.
could see it was booting through. He's made the wrong decision. I think Kevin Brown thought that he was just going to be the dummy runner.
Here's Tadulala.
What a big game, this fella.
Domick seems to be fully recovered.
Well, he must feel a lot better if he goes looking for work.
132 tries conceded before tonight, including 72-8 at London, 64-16 at Saints, and 70 at home against Leeds. Lee ahead again against the Saints tonight, but they have certainly tightened the nuts in the defence.
Oh, it nearly was an intercept from Brett Dallas, so play the knock on. But it's a good job that Dallas got a fingertip to that, because that was a try saver. There was no one at home. Oh, Wainwright would have been
on his way.
He certainly would be away there. David Wrench did ever so well. Through the dummy, got halfway through the tackle. That was a try saver.
For how long, though? Has it just delayed the inevitable? This is Domick again. 40 metres away from the Wigan line. Steve Snitch to drive it in. Hargreaves misses him. Snitch still going. And, well, I thought he was about to offload to March, but took the tackle instead from Harrison Hansen. March at dummy half. This now is Jeffries. Jeffries.
Oh, that was a delayed pass. Didn't come off at all. They was looking for Solomona. And Jeffries made a right meal of it. You could see they was using Dimitriou as a dummy runner. Whoa, Griffin's come in for the big one. This is getting tasty. Oh!
Solomona on Hargreaves. Newton. Back it goes to Radlinski. Further wide then to Danny Orr. Good movement from Danny Orr, considering the problems he's got with that knee.
Boy, he's done well there.
Newton. Newton will go down that way. Drifts the pass out wide and into the arms of Dallas. Back then on the bounce. Oh! And CSC has pinched it from Sam Obst. Oh! And Bryn Hargreaves has put it down.
Golden opportunity just thrown away there. Korkidas about to come into the fray.
Both sides have come out, Steve, from the half-time break, looking to dominate their opponents, try and blow them away, aren't they, in this first 10 minutes. You sense the tension maybe in both teams to get that first try. But it's what both coaches spoke about, and one of them's going to get it. And very often we see a team having pressure for 10 minutes, as Wigan have, unable to score, length of the field the other way. Very often what we see.
I'm with you, Phil. I think that if it's going to break down, it will come from a team that's way in their own half, and just a lack of concentration, the half break, and the support play will get them the 4-pointer.
Field plays the ball to Domick. Here is David Wrench again for Wakefield.
Great hit from Tickle, right across the shoulders.
March again, still inside their own half. Korkidas has returned to the fray. Gets them to the halfway line and just over it.
This is the way that Wakefield now, they're looking for that dominance with the forwards.
Obst finds Solomona. Danger every time. And danger when Jeffries has it. And Jeffries is on his way.
He's going
Jeffries! Jeffries for Wakefield!
What a try! What speed! He just left them for dead. He's gone.
Ben Jeffries, linked with Wigan last winter. Try number 18 of the season for him. And that was one of the best. That was one of the pick of the 18.
Again, the inside pass. Solomona, such an influential player. But he knew when he made that break, he was not going to look at anybody. He knew that Chris Radlinski, returning from injury, would not have the pace. Neat pass on the inside. Watch this. I am going. The eyes were on the line, and the line's going to come up now. That is a game breaker. And again, Solomona at the heart of this wonderful 4-pointer. He knows he has them. Dallas tried to knock it out and did so for a while, but Jeffries got the body underneath. The Wildcat fans, they are happy.
I think I caught a little glimpse there of David Hinchcliffe, the former MP for Wakefield. He has watched here as David March has added the extras, and the Wildcats are ahead by 22 points to 12. And Ben Jeffries in a rich vein of form.
Well, we said, didn't we, before the game, he's a world-class player, and it's that speed really that separates him from many of his opponents. A lot of players get into that position in the field, but he has the pace to convert it into points and punish his opponents.
Wigan then with a 10-point deficit. Kick off, Obst is underneath it. Korkidas will drive it back, gets it as far as Stephen Wild.
It's amazing how the prominence of the forward set that up as well. Remember, it was a good run from Steve Snitch. Sailed through for about 20 metres.
Well, they're looking at a possible 6th home defeat of the season, Wigan, but remarkably, their home crowd average has risen this year. Their fans have not deserted them in the dark days of 2005. And here come Wakefield again with Domick, another missed tackle. It's with Wainwright. And Wainwright, an important tackle that was by Danny Orr. March, Obst, they're flooding forward on the last Wakefield. They're running it, and Dennis Moran has pinched it. Dennis Moran has pinched it, and he is on his way. Tajulala is closing him down, but Moran will have the speed to make it under the post for his second try for Wigan. Amazing stuff. Wakefield with all the confidence bubbling away in them. They run it on the last. They fired the pass, and the poacher supreme, Dennis Moran.
He comes out of nowhere, this fella. How many times have we seen him do this in his career in this country? So many times with the London Broncos, and now in the colours of Wigan, the cherry and white. They had the numbers, they had the confidence. He had the foresight to see the ball rocketing away. It was a huge gamble. He probably thought in his mind, miss this one, and I'm curtains, and we're curtains. Not anymore. They're well and truly draping towards another victory, but can they fight back? Look at that, there's no one at home. David Hinchliffe, he said, I cannot believe it. He won't enjoy the retirement by watching this fella Moran race away. The cherry and whites are back in this game. What a time to pull it back. So important.
And Danny Tickle, 2 from 2. He's bang in front here. Should be 3 from 3. And Wigan back in the hunt. Back in the hunt for a match that was slipping away. 18 points to 22.
Well, it's had everything this game.
Well, he's a great supporter of this game, David Hinchliffe. Has been for years and years and years, and still is by the looks of things. Well,
rugby league is terrific, isn't it? And I must say that I'd just like to send a cheerio to my Auntie Doris, who is recovering from an operation, and all the best for you, my dear. But I know that you'll be watching and you'll be enjoying rugby league as you have done for over 50 years.
And I'm sure there's someone else watching tonight. Ray Fry, who works on the Sky Sports team. He's not too well at the moment either, and everybody on the team, Ray, wishes you a very speedy recovery and back again soon. The ball has come free. Referee Carl Kirkpatrick looks to his touch judge. Here is Solomona.
Well, quick work from David March.
And now it's with Obst. This is a golden chance for Wakefield. Halpenny. Oh, Hargreaves has missed him. See who gets there with... Oh, and Halpenny so close to a hat-trick. Solomona.
Oh, they bombed it.
Lost another one.
They have bombed it. Korkidis has put it down. Tony Smith cannot believe it. Well, this full-back, Colin Halpenny, he must weigh about 4 stone 6, wringing wet. There's nothing of him, and there you saw it, he pushed off 2 forwards, then nearly got to the line.
Been a brutal match, this, and we have some more injury news. Bill.
Well, it's bad news for the Wigan Warriors, and news they could do without, because Wayne Godwin has picked up a knee injury. They reckon it could be cartilage trouble, and they'd really have had more than their fair share of knee problems at this club right from the start of the season, of course, with Sean O'Loughlin and Gareth Hock suffering knee injuries. Chris Melling now is on the sidelines as well with a knee injury. Now it sounds as though Wayne Godwin might be out for a while. He too has a knee injury.
Korkidis went in with the knees there. I'm not so sure. I think it was an accident. He was coming through. But the Frenchman Guisset certainly felt it. Was it late? Well, he was coming in, and he would have felt all of that right into the rib cage. There's a special way to dislodge the cartilage. To be fair to Korkidis, he looked as though he was slipping down into it. The Frenchman certainly felt that. So did I, and I'm a good 200 yards away. Let's hope he's going to be okay.
Immediately made contact with Jérôme Guisset. Michael Korkidis turned to the referee.
Eddie, but interestingly as well, all the players have now learnt the idea of turning the player over completely out of fashion with what medical advice is now. It's to leave the player, let the medical experts get on there, don't turn him over and concerned about the tongue. Just let the medics get there and they'll take care of that.
Well, that's right, Phil, because there has been occasions through the years where the player has been turned, of course, and he has a spinal injury, and you would know all about that.
Yeah, let the specialists get on there. In fact, the Rugby Football League now, through their medical training of all the physios and doctors, have a great policy in place to make sure the on-field care for all players playing the game is the best it can possibly be.
22-18 here at Wigan for Wakefield. Thankfully, Jerome Guisset sitting up and might not need the stretcher. I don't think we've heard too much from Frank Endicott this second half. Let's put that to rights straight away. And Frank, this is a ding-dong match, isn't it? Ding-dong.
Yeah, sure is, Eddie. I thought Wakefield were very stiff not to score 2 tries in the last 5 or 6 minutes, and it was just against the run of play the Moran try. But they were looking a very confident side at the moment, and it's going to take a good Wigan side to come back and take the points here.
Plenty of time for the match to swing one way or the other. Moran goes for a 40-20 here, but it's a long pitch, a wide pitch, this JJB Stadium. He's never going to get there. Halpenny has it for Wakefield.
He nearly dropped it as well, did Halpenny. So calm and collected. I'd like to know what his pulse rate is. Probably down to about 36.
Wigan fans getting behind their team, Wakefield fans getting behind theirs. They know that this match is
that could be a turning point.
Oh dear. And Jamie Field comes up with a blunder.
That could be the turning point of this game. Just had a little look to see who was coming towards him. Tense moments for Ian Millward on the sideline. He wants to get the message across. Will they do a set move right from the scrum base?
Well, it's with Dennis Moran. Back on the inside to Chris Radlinski. Halpenny gets to him. Moran and Harrison Hansen. Tackled by Solomona.
He's got through a lot of work, hasn't he? Looking for the football.
This is Moran again. Wide it goes to Kevin Brown. Here is Radlinski. Further wide to Danny Orr. Brett Dallas slipped the net briefly.
Again, good sliding defence from Wakefield.
And Sculthorpe, that was tough.
Good play on. Oh, he said it's touch.
Back to 0, says Carl Kirkpatrick. See who holds on.
Isn't that amazing? On one occasion he said it's play on, now he says it's back to 6. As you say, it's interpretation.
Newton for Wigan. Fires the pass wide. Danny Orr had to grow a bit for that. Found it. Still going, Danny Orr.
Well, they must have stitched another leg on at half-time for this fella.
And Dallas gets away from the challenge. Lovely dummy. But eventually they muscle up in defence, Solomon remarks, and bring him down. Newton is there. Here is Kevin Brown. Gorkidas late on Brown. Newton fires the pass on the bounce to Danny Orr.
They've got the numbers. Why have they kicked so early?
Oh,
they've got away with it.
That's why. Tickle with the try. Danny Tickle for Wigan. And the question was asked, and Danny Orr on one leg makes the kick through, and the answer came up in the affirmative.
Well, maybe it was. Maybe the Solomona deliberately went for the football. Either way, good position. I thought they'd taken the wrong option here, and they got to it. And I can't believe that they didn't go for the ball rather than the man. Take nothing away from Danny Orr. Well, I mentioned earlier, they must have stitched a new leg on. And Danny Tickle made no problem with that at all. Taken out by Jeffries would have been an interesting one to see if Tickle had not got there in the end. But it amazes me why the Wakefield players didn't go for the ball. They tried to just spend their energy trying to stop the man going through. But Tickle beat them, had the upper body strength. Can he turn it around?
Well, he's kicked well all night. But then when you look at Danny Orr hobbling around this field, it is amazing.
Well, we saw it against Warrington, didn't we, a fortnight ago? It looked as though he was on his way to hospital.
It's amazing that he managed to dab that through.
Tough as nails.
Danny Tickle then now It's all level here. This kick for the lead for Wigan for the first time since the 12th minute. Tickle knows the importance of this kick. And he finds the mark all right. There is only Kevin Sinfield, Paul Deakin and Paul Sykes at London who've scored more points than Danny Tickle this year. And suddenly they're thinking about a victory here at the JJB Stadium.
Well, you've got to go back, Eddie, to that knock-on from Jamie Field. I said it could see the game turn around, and it certainly has done that. It's knocked the stuffing out of Wakefield, who about 10 minutes ago looked in total control of this match. They were breezing their way through. Wigan were missing their tackles. Moran takes the intercept and puts them back on track.
Here comes Sculthorpe then for Wigan. Dominic and Jeffries get to him. This is Dallas. A couple of little runs from Dallas have been highly effective for Wigan too in this second half.
Well, he's got them into a good position. Not only just through his speed, but with some wonderful dancing footwork.
See you battling on as well.
Good tactics as well. You know, quick play the ball, get the big forwards going through, then it's a good kick and chase.
This is Kevin Brown. Support arrives. And here is Radlinski.
Oh, he's allowed it to go on.
And this is Dave Allen. And Tadulala gets to him.
Well, I can't believe that. Kirkpatrick was in a very good position.
Newton, wide it goes. Gleeson, great ball. And again, Newton hangs on. Tadulala, though, forces him back about 10 metres.
Here's the last. They've got to go for the kick. Or will they? They're lining up for the long ball out wide. Moran's got it.
Moran floats it high. They catch it and score. Not Daniel. Where's he got this energy from? Daniel's waited 13 months for a try, and it's come along like a corporation bus. 2 in 1 match.
And great play from Wigan. They kept the ball alive. They were going to the touchline on 2 occasions. Dennis Moran says, give me the ball, I'll take it high, and they got there. Danny Orr, boy, the break, it all came about, but this should have been brought back for a forward pass. Not this one, the second one here. That looked a bit dodgy. That was all right, it didn't matter. Wigan have clawed their way back. They are now in control of this game. It just shows you they were queuing up for it. Remember against St Helens they had 4 queuing up for it, and then they made a right meal of it. This is wonderful. Nothing that Wainwright could do. It was 2 on 1. They were saying it's mine. Orr said it's my 4. He's happy. Woo!
Great kick from Moran, great catch from Danny Orr. How on earth he's doing it, I don't know. I'm not a physiotherapist, I'm not a medical expert. He looks like he's only got 1 leg. But somehow, Phil, he's coming up with little plays that are turning this game around.
You know, he really is. Everybody spent most of this season wondering exactly what position Kevin Brown is. He's been played at fullback, he's played at standoff, he's out in the right centre here tonight. But for the very first time in the game, he took on the defensive line, and he shows what a dangerous player he is when he decides to run at players. All of his run really set up that play for Wigan, but the accuracy of the kick from Dennis Moran was outstanding.
Well, if this goes over, it will be an outstanding kick from Danny Tickle as well. This is the biggest test he's faced tonight. Low trajectory, the groans around the ground will tell you. No success. 28-22.
Well, Jamie Field, as I mentioned earlier, the Wakefield loose forward will be kicking himself.
2 tries for Danny Orr, 2 tries for Dennis Moran. And by the way, it's the first time that Danny Orr has ever scored 2 tries for Wigan.
And what a time to produce them as well.
You know, funnily enough, Wakefield do not deserve to be on the end of a 6-point scoreline against them.
None whatsoever. It all came about by Moran making that that intercept.
Radlinski with the call. Solomona's gone down
now. He went in awkward. Did he catch a stray elbow?
A bit Chris Radlinski's vision though, Eddie, to put himself there, suspecting a short kick-off to this side of the field, reads the game so well.
They've missed him, haven't they? They've missed Radlinski this year.
You'd have to miss a player of that quality. I thought early on as well, his involvement. You know, a team nowadays needs a fullback who'll actively get involved in carting the ball upfield, making meters, and he's done that as well.
Here's Jerry See-You. Another brave run from the New Zealand prop forward.
Well, he's another man that's travelling with one leg.
Newton, kick to the corner, looking for Dallas. Oh, misfielded by Halpenny. And he got away with it.
That was great play.
Now, was that not a knock-on?
Certainly bobbled. Well, they're up for it now, the Cherry and Whites, aren't they?
Oh, but
they
they're
weren't
not standing square at the play of the ball.
That was good work there by Sid Domick. You can see that Tickle. Watch this. Tickle pulls to one side, not square.
We saw Jerome Guisset going off injured. Let's get news on him, Bill.
He looked pretty serious at that stage. A lot of concern about Jerome Guisset's condition. Well, happily he's sitting on the sidelines now with a bag of ice on the back of the neck, and he's just got a very thick head. Just another word on Wayne Godwin. You have to feel sorry for the lad, because I think Wigan players have been given a few days off after this, because of course they haven't got any Challenge Cup commitments, but and Wayne Godwin was due to be going away, but it looks as though he's going no further than the Wigan hospital for an x-ray on his knee.
Well, the referee said that ball went backwards. It did, but the pass was a mile forward. This meanwhile is Rob Spicer.
They've still got plenty of power as Wakefield to drag themselves back into this game.
Oh, and here goes Wigan again.
Oh, he should have been back at 6, but he got to it.
He did. Hansen got to it, and then he was dropped on again by Elima.
That should have been a knock-on there. As soon as it hits the opposition player, it has got to be a knock-on. He's made a boo-boo there as the official.
This is Stephen Wire. Dallas.
Oh. Yep, if he loses possession and it hits the opposition, now it's, well...
Elima was all over Brett Dallas.
Well, I must say, it's not going everything their way, Wakefield, at the moment. That should have been a knock-on way down, about 10 metres out from the Wigan line. And the officials have missed it.
Solomon's got problems on the side. That will be a big blow for Wakefield.
He just went in very awkward when he was trying to tackle Chris Radlinski, who had taken the very short kick-off. Now, well, I'd be looking for a one-pointer here, Eddie.
Well, if Wigan win this match, it is a testimony to their attrition. It really is. They've been hit by everything but the kitchen sink by Wakefield.
Yep.
They've had injuries all over the show, and yet somehow they are 6 points to the good. And we've got 12 minutes remaining.
Well, to be fair, Wakefield have had their problems as well.
This is Newton.
Set it up for the one.
Harrison wide and wide again. Well, they just can't get the ball out to Dallas. Had they done so then, surely that would have been a try. Here is Dallas now at dummy half. Danny Orr slides the kick in again. Oh! Dennis Moran, did he get to it?
No.
Did he get to it?
He got to it, but he didn't get it down.
Remember the first half. Remember the first half, he discounted it.
Too true.
I tell you what, if he's got this could be given. If he's got a hand on this could be given.
And now we guess who it is.
Moran.
Is he onside? He looks it from there. Touch and go. No, he's missed it. I think he touches and he goes forward. Head-on shot will prove it. I can't see him scoring there. But then again, as Eddie mentioned, well, that won't help us. This may be. Oh, that's knock on.
No, he's missed that.
He just set off with that confident walk back to halfway, didn't he?
He was in a good position, wasn't he? Carl Kirkpatrick. It's not a bad option as well, you know. There's not many teams do it. Is kick towards the referee, creates all sorts of confusion.
It's no try, it's a 20-metre restart. Wakefield breathe easy than they did about 2 minutes ago. Frank Endicott, you tip Wigan? You think you're going to come home on the winning horse?
On what I've seen in the last 5 minutes, I think so, Eddie. I think that really Wakefield have presented the game to Wigan over the last 5 or 6 minutes with mistakes. They've just got a little bit sloppy. They've got overconfident with their passing, but with credit to them, they've got to try something.
They have, and you'll know all about the attrition that runs around this Wigan club. It's not so long ago since you were here, and there's some of the players out there you will know well.
Yeah, and one player out there that's really orchestrated the comeback, I believe, for Wigan is Terry Newton at dummy half. You know, he orchestrates so much from that dummy half and ruck area, and he's doing a lot of work he's not getting credit for.
Well, Wakefield are looking for something themselves here, and again they lose the ball forward. This is Steve Snitch's turn, I think, that time.
Certainly was. Snitch and Field has had a problem with knock-ons holding the ball throughout this game. Well, I know they spurned the opportunity, nearly came up with a try when Orr's kick, Moran's no try. But I can't believe that if we can get any position whatsoever, he's lost it.
He was trying to offload that, and Lima was after him under so much pressure.
Hey, we don't need the afters.
So he did well, dragged the ball carrying arm there.
You've got an answer for everything.
By the substitute, and Lima. But I think they may rue the fact that they didn't go for that 1 point.
Eddie, this is the chance they've been waiting for some time now. A full set of 6 tackles inside Wigan half. Brett Dallas just limping back out to his left wing.
Tight end.
Sid Domick, I think the danger play that they'll look to go to here from this scrum.
Salford are giving Bradford a run for the money. 5 minutes to go, 6 points there. 10 minutes to go, 6 points the gap here. And here is Domick for Wakefield. And Domick has seen the gap. That was an important tackle from Radlinski, but that is a penalty against him.
Well, he's been hot all night, hasn't he, Carl Kirkpatrick, on this? No doubt about it. Once you've done the tackle, you've got to roll away, not go over the top of the man.
This is a golden opportunity for Wakefield, and look who's back, David Solomona. And here is Steve Snitch. Solomona waiting down the left-hand channel here. If they can feed the ball out to him, there's him and Tadulala and Dimitriou waiting. Obst gives it to Jeffries. Here it comes. Here's Solomona! And the ball in field to Rob Spicer. And Spicer scores for Wakefield.
The man's a freak. His name is David Solomona. He has just received treatment for about 5 minutes on the sidelines. He has come into the game, and the first time he touches the football, he creates the try.
Rob Spicer, 40th appearance for Wakefield, 20 years of age, first try of the season, could have rescued a point at least for the Wildcats here.
Superb move. They used the dummy runner to absolute perfection here. Watch how he holds the ball. The man will look as though he's coming through, but he comes from behind. That is outstanding. Good finish from Snitch. But there's no doubt in everybody's mind here, and I'm sure you will agree with me at home, that the man David Solomona is the reason why Wakefield are back in this game. Surely March will kick this.
March does, and it's 28 all at the JJB Stadium. Frank, do you want to change horses?
No, I'm not. I'm going to stick with Wigan. I think they might get home by a drop goal. One of Steve-O's one-pointers.
Well, Frank, I'll ask you the question. You'd taken the lead after you'd been on the cosh against the Wakefield side. You had Wakefield all over the place. OK, they did the kick, they could have got the try, but wouldn't it have been better to just get for that 1 point?
Yeah, I thought they were setting up for it, but there was a play that went to the side of the post and they just lost their way. But I thought they would have gone, 2 or 3 minutes ago.
Steve, well, you've seen Ian Millward's coach teams for 5 years or more now. You know that's not his philosophy. He waits till there's 10 seconds on the clock.
Well, you're right, but they don't have Sean Long out there. He's still at St. Helens. I know one thing, that when Wakefield get anywhere near, Jeffries or Obst, they'll be looking for it.
Here is Obst. They might be looking for something a little more than 1 point in this move. It is March. He gets the ball away, and that's Steve Snitch who plays the ball to March again, and here comes Ben Jeffries, and the ball back on the inside. They have support from March. It's hacked forward, and Wigan are lucky that that went dead in touch in goal.
Well, I'm not so sure that that was the best option. Why on earth did Spicer try to offload there? Gets back to just using common sense. They should have been setting up.
Dallas did well to get himself in the way then.
Yeah, but they shouldn't have gone on that tight blind side. They should have worked towards the sticks. Doesn't matter whether you win by 100 points or 1. It's the same result.
25 years since Wakefield Trinity Wildcats, in whatever guise they wish to be mentioned, have managed a league double against Wigan. They are 1 point away from that right now. They won in February. Remember, we had it on Sky Sports. Here is Wild. Now then, who got the last touch on that? Tajalala had a flick at that.
Tajalala just stepped away from it. And again, why? I ask the reason why.
10 times on the side, 10 times in the middle.
Why do they want to go for the glory? It confuses me.
Because it's the glory.
1 point, just set up for it. Trying to force the pass. They had tackles in the bank.
Hang on. And that was Halpenny to Demetriou and wide to Wainwright. And Wainwright. They have the sniff of something, Wakefield. They really do. Jeffries, Obst, Snitch.
No penalties.
They're making good ground.
Where's the big fellas? Down that middle.
Here's Griffin, there's one of them. Here's the small fellow, Sam Obst.
Hey! No penalties,
Saints have
come on.
scraped it against Lee. Final score, this is Griffin. Bradford have beaten Salford.
Come on.
1 pointer, Jeffries! Hits it wide.
Well, I knew they'd go for it, Eddie.
Look at the effort Terry Newton puts in the 15-20 metre dash, doesn't he? He knows he's got to keep that run out to keep a chance of staying in this game. It's dummy half runs, isn't it now, Steve? But they're just trying to get enough range.
By the way, St Helens have just gone top of the table tonight. Leeds off the top for the first time in 2 seasons. And Leeds will be on Sky Sports on the morrow. Warrington in third, waiting for them. Great game in prospect there. This hasn't been a bad one either. 4 minutes to go. 28 all. Moran. Up the middle goes Hargreaves. That's 4 tackles. They're 40 metres away. It's not drop goal territory yet for Wigan. Newton. Oh, great ball.
It is now.
Kevin Brown.
They'll go for the one. Who's setting up? Moran.
No.
Oh, he's going to do it.
Left-footed. And he
has gone wide.
Has gone wide as well.
Again, good pressure applied. He was going to do it with the right. Jeffries put him off. Oh,
that was a pretty good effort though with the left foot, Steve-O, wasn't it?
It certainly was, but it was brought about. You mentioned Terry Newton. Stopped Jeffries from doing that. It was Jeffries that was repaying the compliment.
3 minutes to go. All square here at Wigan.
No penalties given away. That'll be the message from both coaches.
This is Solomona. Such a dangerous character. Tajalala waits the dummy half. Obst.
Oh, can't believe it. Well, Snitch again.
Snitch
has had a nightmare the second half. He's worked hard, but he's scored the ball.
Snitch snatched at it, had to get it in. Let's go to Dave Hadfield. Who's your man of the match, Dave? Best of luck.
It's been a game full of speed and skill. Players on both sides who don't deserve to be losers. Sam Obst, David Solomon, terrific for Wakefield. Danny Orr's been great for Wigan, but just edging him out in our boot tonight as our man of the match is Dennis Moran.
Dennis Moran is the man of the match. Wakefield fans not impressed with that. And David Solomona mightn't be impressed with it either.
Snitch has just caught a real big knock on the face.
Moran, the ball is popped up off Dallas and it is picked up by March.
Sheer panic out there.
Here they come, they get the ball wide, it's Domick. He's got Wainwright with him.
Dallas was out of position there, they did well to come back. Danny Orr again, along with Danny Tickle.
Wigan are out on their feet. Demetriou. And it's risky. Here's Demetriou again.
Keep in the middle.
The challenges.
Keep in the middle. Will they go early?
Jeffries is full back.
Martin looking for it. He's sneaking one.
They're still under the sticks. Jeffries wants it played back to him quickly. That's Solomona. He wants the 4 points. He's got the 4. The referee's got his hand up though. Did he say the tackle was completed? Did he say the tackle was completed?
If he did, then this will be a penalty to Wigan. If he says held, then he has to play the goal.
You check this game. You check that he didn't move the ball after I shouted held.
He wants to check whether, well, there's one for the video referee. He's got to look at the vision. He's got to listen to the sound.
Not only that, Jeffries would be absolutely furious with Solomona. He's had a great game. It's on the